Have you ever thought about it? Could the bond between a brother and sister be so strong that it could actually challenge death itself? It sounds pretty epic, right? Well, today we're diving into the story of Yama Dwitiya, a beautiful festival that's built on that very idea. And yeah, that question, can a sibling's love conquer death? It feels like it's straight out of some grand myth. And you'd be right, it is. It's the absolute heart of Yama Dwitiya, a festival that tells this incredible story of how one sister's love literally became a divine shield for her brother. Okay, so what is Yama Dwitiya exactly? Well, it's a Hindu festival, and it happens on the second day of the bright fortnight in the month of Kartika. But really, at its core, it's a day that's all about sisters praying for their brothers, for their long life, for their well-being, for everything good. Now, you might hear it called a couple of other things like Bhai Dwitiya or Bhratri Dwitiya, and it's pretty cool actually because Bhai and Bhratri both mean brother, and Dwitiya means the second day. So the name itself tells you exactly what it's about. Brother's second day. Simple and beautiful. So to really get this festival, we've got to go back to the legend. It all starts with two divine siblings, and get this, they're both children of the sun god. You've got Yama, the god of death. Yeah, that god of death. He's bound by these huge, serious duties. And then you have his sister, Yamuna, who is the goddess of the sacred river. And really, all she wants is to see her brother, who she misses like crazy. And, being the Lord of Death, well, Yama's schedule was, let's just say, insanely busy. I mean, his responsibilities were cosmic, so there just wasn't much time for popping over to his sister's place for a visit. And over time, this huge distance grew between them. But then, one day, something changed. Yamuna sent him this really heartfelt invitation. And for whatever reason, this one just hit differently. It moved Yamuna so much that he decided, okay, I'm doing it. He put his duties aside and finally made the trip to go see her. And you can just imagine, Yamuna was absolutely thrilled. She welcomed her brother, who she hadn't seen in forever, with just this outpouring of love. She did everything right. She applied the sacred tilaka on his forehead, that's a mark of honor, and she cooked up this incredible feast, all for him. Yama was just so touched. Seeing how much his sister loved him, all the care she put into his welcome, it really got to him. So before he left, he was so happy that he offered her a boon, a divine promise. Ask me for anything and I will grant it. Okay, now this is where the story gets really amazing. Yamuna could have asked for anything in the world for herself. Riches, power, anything. But her wish, it was totally selfless. She asked that any brother, anywhere, who was honored by his sister in the same way, with a loving meal and a mark of respect, should be protected from the judgment of death. Think about that. With her one wish, she created this protective shield for all brothers everywhere. And of course, Yama granted her wish. And just like that, from that one powerful, selfless act of love, the whole tradition of Yama Dwitiya was born. It's this annual celebration where a sister's love becomes, quite literally, a divine shield. So that's the ancient legend. But how does it all play out today? Well, that incredible story is basically reenacted every single year through these beautiful rituals of love and protection. The main ritual is a perfect mirror of what Yamuna did. The sister applies the tilaka to a brother's forehead. She cooks food with her own hands and serves it with a lot of love. The brother accepts it with affection. And the belief behind this simple act is just so powerful that this exchange actually helps give him a longer, healthier life. But it's not just about the siblings. The worship on this day actually extends to a few other key figures. In fact, prayers are offered to 3 divine beings who are basically in charge of the whole cosmic system of life, death, and karma. So of course you have Lord Yama himself, but prayers are also offered to Chitragupta. He's the divine scribe who keeps a record of everyone's karma. And then there are the Yama Dutas, who are Yama's messengers. It's kind of like honoring the whole system of cosmic justice, And the prayers themselves are really specific and full of respect. The one to Yama, for example, acknowledges his incredible power, calling him the son of the sun, the holder of the noose, and asks him to please accept the worship being offered on this special day. And you absolutely have to have a prayer for the hero of the story, right? A special prayer is offered to the goddess Yamuna. It basically asks for her forever blessings, giving her credit as the one whose love kicked off this entire beautiful tradition. This whole idea is really at the heart of the festival. That meal, it's so much more than just food. It's seen as a vehicle for love, for blessings, for divine protection. Even the scriptures say it. Food prepared by a loving sister is a powerful, powerful force for her brother's health and long life. So yeah, when you strip it all back, Yama Dwitiya is way more than just a ritual. It's this really deep celebration of devotion. It's a powerful way to reaffirm that special bond between siblings, and it's just a beautiful anchor for keeping the family united. And that kind of brings us to a final thought, right? The story of Yama Dwitiya is such a beautiful example of how a tradition can strengthen that sibling bond. It really makes you stop and think, what are the traditions in your own life? Big or small, what are the things you do that strengthen the bonds with the people you care about? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.